guys, TinaGale here with Focus on Sketches 3 Ways or More. So this is the last sketch that I'm going to be working with this series for right now. I may bring it back later, but it's a scrapbook generation. It's a free sketch from June 2016, so you can download that on their website. And just to recap where we've been, we started off taking the 2-page sketch and just doing one side of it. So you can catch that process video. All the links to the playlist will be down below, as well as the Pinterest boards with all of the sketches and projects that I've done. And then next up, we did the double page sketch and just changed a few of the elements. We took out the picture and the journaling and changed it for a journaling block that was bigger. We expanded on the embellishments. We took some embellishments away. So you can catch that one on the playlist as well. And today we're going to do the double page sketch, and we're going to condense it down to one page again. But instead of just taking one side or the other, we're going to keep all of the elements of this sketch, but we're just going to squish it all down to smaller sizes to make it all fit onto one page. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm working with the leftovers that I have from the June Flavors of the Month kit from the Scrap Room. So if you haven't checked them out before, be sure to hop on over to the Scrap Room and check out their monthly kits. They're a lot of fun. So I had quite a bit left. I have paper and I have embellishments and washi and some twine. All of this, I'm going to see what I can come up with using those. I have my photos, and as you can tell, they're quite smaller. These were all 4x6 and then 2 4x4 photos. So I have just as many photos. I have 5 photos, and that's what's on your sketch, but they are much smaller. Now, the thing with these photos, they're very old, and so if you scrap with older photos, you already know they weren't 4x6 for the most part. In fact, I don't think I have any 4x6s of my older photos. They were about 3.5x5, something like that. And these were all playing miniature golf, so there's a series of pictures. So I chose one that showed a little bit of the background of this particular place that we went, so that we would remember, because this has changed up quite a bit over the years. So I didn't lose kind of the surroundings of it, but the other ones I cropped down because there was really nothing in the background of these photos that were important to the story. It was bushes or, you know, just other parts of the miniature golf holes and stuff. So I just cropped them down so that I could really zoom in on my son. So I still have the same concept of the photos, the same amount of photos, just smaller. So everything that we do is just condensed down smaller. So let's get started on this and finish up strong on this series of Focus on Sketches. I went ahead and cut strips of the paper according to the sketch. But then I went back and kind of overlapped some of the papers because it was stretched out kind of too big, too far across that horizontal part. So I just kind of picked up, like the one that's the washi tape, I picked it up and kind of scooted it over the top of that striped piece. The same thing with the wood grain. I pulled it up over the washi and just narrowed those strips up a little bit. And so I have all of those on there, and then I just pulled out the embellishments that were in this kit. So like I said, that one that has the words was washi that matched this. This is Echo Park petticoats and pinstripes. So it's the pinstripe section or portion of this collection. And then I had this embellishment sticker sheet here, or the alphabet sticker sheet. And we had some cork pieces and twine. I believe the cork was from Elle Studio. So I wanted to kind of bring it in, since I had that wood grain in the paper. I wanted just a little bit of like woody texture and color into the rest of it, because I'm working on the craft background as well. So I laid the cork pieces up at the top, and I'm thinking about using that for the banner. Since I'm at the end of this kit, I'm really, you know, not trying to hoard any of the pieces. I want to go ahead and use it all up. So I have those up there just waiting, and they will go ahead and go up there. But then I was trying to decide on the title, and I went around into some different ideas, But then I decided, I was looking at the words that were on the sticker sheet, so I pulled out the one that says a little, and then I used the small alpha and the big alpha to spell out hole in one with a little help. These particular photos were of a trip that my husband and I took with my son, and I was pregnant with our daughter at the time, and she was due just any time, and so we wanted to get away one last time and just kind of spend some time with him. And so we were playing with this miniature golf, and he was so funny because he was just sitting there and he never quite quit touching the ball. He would just scoot it along. And so when he got up there, and he ended up touching the ball, I think at the very end, just kind of pushed it off into the hole, and then starts, you know, shouting, hole in one, hole in one. And so we were just cracking up at him. And so that's where the title came in, was just, that was what he was saying, but he kind of helped it along just a little bit. And then we had this wood veneer as well, or actually I think the wood veneer might have been in my stash from, it was a summer collection, I can't remember which one, but I went ahead and put that in there. And then on this sticker sheet it had all these mustaches, and I'm really not one to get into mustaches, and I didn't really think that I would probably use them. But I decided I needed some little filler embellishments on this, and since this was kind of about him and, you know, he's just a little man there, I decided that I would go ahead and do them and use them in there, and I do like the way they turned out. So I just added 3 embellishments into the clusters. I had that other sticker that says Ready, Set, Go, and I just pop dotted it up over the other photo along with that wood veneer. And then I'm just going to take this twine, and I laid it over some wax paper and added some adhesive to it so I could kind of stick it to the page. And you can see my papers are blowing all over the place because my ceiling fan is going. And then I will just adhere those on. That one banner had the word "you" on it, which I didn't want, so I just flipped it over to the back side, and that's going to work just fine. So you can see here where I'm just adding some foam tapes to pop it up and make it just a little bit more dimensional. The last few little things that I'm going to do to this layout is that little cork piece that says True Story. I'm going to pick it up and move it over to the right hand side, and it has a little notch in the one end, but it's made like an arrow, so I notched the other end so that it's not pointing off of the page. But I put it up here where I'm moving this mustache. I really wanted a embellishment over on this side to pull your eye around to the other side of the page. So that's how I've done that, and here you can see where I'm just notching that where it makes a little bit more sense. Then I'm going to add some enamel dots, and these were some I had in my stash, and they are from Close to My Heart, and they're just kind of white faceted ones, and they kind of reminded me of golf balls, and so those were the enamel dots that I chose to use. And then this puffy sticker sheet had some mustaches on them, and I haven't used them because, like I said, I'm not really into mustaches, so I thought maybe I could pull them in. But when I looked at it, I decided the mustaches were a bit much, and so I went with the black arrows and just added one of those into each one of the little embellishment areas. And then I think the last thing that I did was take my journaling pen and just draw around the edges of the papers like I often do, and that's going to finish this layout. Thank you so much for joining me in this series of Focus on Sketches 3 Ways or More. I'm just thrilled with the response, and I hope it's inspired all of you to pull out some sketches and work with them and try them out different ways, and just experiment a little bit. So, like I've said earlier, this is the last one for this series, and I might start it up again later, but I'm going to play around. I want to work with some of my stash, and I have my kits from the scrap room that I want to work with, so that's what I'll be working on coming up in the next few weeks, and then we'll see if I'll start up another series or something. So if you have an idea or things that you want to see, please post them down below and let me know, and I'll get back with you, and we'll see what we can come up with. So here's your still shots, and thanks so much for watching, and we will see you real soon. Bye bye.